Hi, let's set up the SteamVR Playmaker toolkit. Once you finish installing Playmaker, SteamVR, and SteamVR Playmaker toolkit, you're going to have to create some action sets. So to do this, we go into Window, SteamVR Input, and it's going to ask you, if it's your first time, if you want to create example files. For our example, I'm going to hit No. Now we have a new set. This is our first starter set, and I'm going to change this to Toolkit. We also have an action, and this is what we're going to be using for our actions. These SteamVR input actions work along with the new actions for SteamVR 2.0. So I'm going to call this trigger. And I'm going to leave this as the type Boolean. You'll see that we have Boolean, vector 1, 2, 3, pose, and skeleton. So we're going to keep it as a Boolean. Once that is set, we're going to set save and generate. Every time you're creating any changes, you hit save and generate. This will set your actions. Once that's complete, you can go into Open Binding UI. So once this window opens, you'll see that we have a blank current binding. I'm going to create a new binding. And right here, we'll see that action set that we created, toolkit. And you'll see right here on the right hand side how many actions have not been bound. So like I said, it'll be our trigger. So used left controller trigger as a button. I'm setting it to button so that it would recognize the Boolean. Here's Boolean actions and the one that I named trigger. Going to accept, and I'm going to replace default binding. Once that finishes saving, I'm going to go into SteamVR, prefabs, and in my new scene, I'm going to place in the camera rig. I'm going to remove the main camera. It's preferable to set this tag to main camera. And once there, I'm going to create a new Playmaker FSM. I'm going to set it on my right controller. And under actions, based on the Boolean that I created, I'm going to set a new action Boolean. And for testing purposes, I'm going to create a finished event to a new state. And based on the new action that I created here, I'm going to set this Boolean action to trigger. Once that's done, I can hit play and test. For an example, you can go to Window, SteamVR Input Live View, and here it will show you all your actions and if it's not bound, inactive, or not used yet. Right now, you can see that it is set to false, so if I hit play, and I press down on the trigger, which is the Boolean, it'll go from false to true. When I remove that, you'll see that it's not used yet. And if I create a new action, called menu, save and generate, and try to do a get action Boolean with menu, let's test it out. You'll see that it's not bound. Therefore, I would have to go into Open Binding UI, and in this window, set my menu button to wherever I want it to. And now it should be true or false, depending on the button press. And that's it.